Nice to meet you today at our interview.
Hi, Nikita. Nice to meet you too.
So today, because we already had a previous round, I prepared something new, more harder, I think, but maybe not for you. Maybe it will be easy. Yeah. So actually, I prepared something that I recently had on one of my interviews as a BI engineer. So yeah, let's start. You can actually use Google, not ChatGPT, but Google. If you don't know some functions, you can Google some functions. So, or yeah, of course, you can ask me any questions.
All right, sounds good. Okay, task 1, employee table. This is the structure of the table. Company maintains an employee table with information for each of their employee. Okay, write a query to produce a list containing 2 columns. First column should include the name of an employee who earns less than some other employee. Second column should contain the name of a higher earning employee. All combinations of lesser and greater earning employees should be included. Sort ascending, first by the lower earning employee's ID, then by the higher earning employee's salary. Okay, so we need 2 columns. First column, employee name who earns less than, okay. So the result, we need 2 columns. Column 1, name, employee name with less salary. I will just say it LS. And okay. column 2, employee name with higher salary. I will put just HS.
Yeah.
So we have only one table, right?
Yes, correct.
Select. Okay. So I guess that I'm gonna use self join to compare one employee to another. A1 join A2. So let's say A1 is the is our employees that have less salary. And E2. So now the question is, how do I compare? So I will just compare the salaries, I guess. Since E1 is employee with less salary, E1 salary must be less than E2 salary, right?
Yes.
So do I need to also join by ID? If I would join by ID, that's not gonna work, right? Because we don't need to. Yeah, I think this condition will be enough. Or maybe I don't know. I need to see the results. Maybe I need to put like ID is not equal to E2 ID. I don't know.
Yeah, but if you implement this condition that the salary of the first employee is less than the second, if it will be like the same ID, if it will be the same employee, it means that, yeah, you won't have, you don't need it actually the second.
Yeah, this one I don't need. Yeah. But this should be enough, I guess.
Yeah, also, yeah, just link once
also
again
order.
task.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yes. Sorting. Oh my God, sorry. Sort ascending first by the lower earning employee's ID. Okay, A1 ID ascending. And then by the higher earning employee's salary. E2 salary. Also as doesn't matter. Okay, ascending also. Yeah, that should be it. No?
Yes, the only question about the type of join.
Oh, type of join.
Yes.
So if I would use inner join, so for example, if employee 1 has less salary than employee 2, employee 2, sorry, less second column should contain the name of all combinations of less and greater number should be included. All combinations. I think it shouldn't matter in this case. Join employee. Can you ask some helpful question?
Yeah. No, I think it's okay, but just I think you should use like full join, not inner join. So not sure about inner join, but I can check it.
Okay. Full join.
But in general, yeah, your logic is correct. So I think
Okay.
it's totally fine.
Okay.
So the task number 2.
Task number 2. So in this case, we have two table, orders table, order details. Write the query to get the customer with the highest total order value for each year and months. Okay. The result should include the following columns: year, months. Okay, customer ID, total monthly order value. See the output under the sample data tables below for the correct data format to use. Be sure to match the format exactly. The output should be ordered by year and months in ascending order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fix the format.
In case there are two customers with equal highest total order value, return the one with the lower customer ID. So this is the sample output. Oh, okay, we have sample output here. Orders table has 3 columns: order ID, customer ID, order date. Order details table has order ID, product ID, quantity, and unit price. Total order value, I guess, is the multiplication of quantity by unit price. Okay. So I would need year, months, in this case, 2 separate columns, right? Customer ID, total monthly order value. Okay. Orders. I will just use left join just in case. Order details. Oh, order ID. So I need to join with order details in order to calculate total order value, right?
Yes, correct.
OD, order ID. Okay, and from year order date, okay. In SQL Server, we have function year, if I remember correctly. So I will just use function year.
Yes, you can use year. Okay.
And for months also, we should have months, but I can double check if it's months. And then customer ID. Always here, order. Customer ID from orders table. And total order value for each year months. Oh, total order value for each year months and for each customer, right?
No. So the final, you can just double check the first sentence of the task.
Write the query to get the customer with the sorry. Write the query to get the customer with the highest total order value for each year month. Okay, now I get it. So I need to first calculate total order value for each customer. I guess I will use for that purpose CTA. Customer is the highest total order value for each year month. Yes. So to calculate total order value for each customer, I will just need order details table. Oh, not really. I will need also. Okay. Okay. Doing the same query. Okay, it's gonna be quantity multiplied by unit price.
Yes.
This is total order value. Okay, so here I have for each year months. Highest total order value for each to get the customer is the highest total order value. Okay, here should also be customer ID. I can just use group by 1, 2, 3. I think in SQL, so I'm mostly using SQL Server. That's why I remember the syntax of SQL Server. So as I remember, SQL Server won't allow group by using the numbers. So I will just put
Yes,
this
you can
one.
put just numbers.
So this one will give me months, year, months for each year, months, and for each customer total order value, but it's not yet the highest. The customer is the highest.
Yeah, I have one comment. Check, please check the join.
1 second. Order ID. Order ID, product ID, order ID, customer ID.
Yeah, there is like one small mistake related to the field that you join.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
OD. Okay, thank you. So in this subquery, I have months, year, and for each customer, total order values. Now I'm gonna just get rid of this. Now I need to get the customer with the highest total order value, right? For each year, months.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe, after I'm gonna select from CTA, year, months, and customer ID, and total order value. So also I'm gonna need to use the dense rank or rank window function.
What is the difference between them?
So the difference, dense rank, will give, how to say, dense rank will numerate each row. How to say? Oh my god. I cannot explain.
Yeah, you can just give an example.
So, for example, if we'll have 2 rows, and based on the partition and everything on the function, dense rank will rank it as, like, let's say 1 and 2. Let's say this way we have 3. So dense rank, as I remember, just the rank. So and the next one here will be 3, 4. Oh no, here will be 1 and 2, and rank will do 1, 2, and как там было? 1, client ID 1, 1, 2, 3. Then it's gonna 1, 2, and this is gonna be 1. This is gonna be not 2, and this is gonna be also 1. And here 1, 2. It's gonna be 3. No, not 3. This, maybe the example is not good. Same.
Yeah, I think it's not. Yeah, not. Correct. So for instance, if you have these values, yes, 1, 1, 2, 3, and if we use dense rank for all this like table, so it gives actually the same rank for the first 1 and 1.
Yeah. Okay.
For the second, it gives 2 and 3. But if you use just rank, it gives you 1 and 1, but next it skips.
Oh yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
it skips and then it gives 4. So the difference is the dense rank. It's constantly giving numbers like just 1, 2, 3. If the numbers are like the values equal, it gives the same rank, and it continues with the next. But if we give rank to like 2 similar, with the same values, it skips 1 or maybe even 2, depending on how many like the same fields we have. So this is like the difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you.
let's continue.
So yeah, it doesn't really matter, I guess, in this case. Then I will just go with dense rank here. Rank.
One question about dense rank. Yeah, we just checked that dense rank, if we have the same value, for instance, what will you do if, you can check the node. In case if there are 2 customers with the equal highest total order value.
Oh, in case there are 2 customers with equal highest total order value, return one with a lower customer ID.
Yes. How you will do that? If a dense rank gives the same rank to the customers with the same value, how will you implement this condition?
Okay. Dense rank. I don't remember if I should put here something. So I think partition by should year months. Lower customer ID.
The issue is that it won't work. Because it gives, unfortunately, I think it won't give you.
It won't give me.
Correct. Because the order doesn't matter if like the value will be the same. It will automatically give the same rank to both. Doesn't matter what order they have. So you should think about another function, another SQL.
Using the rank?
Maybe there is another rather than rank. You can Google.
What's row num? Okay. Partition by order by clause specified in the over clause orders the rows in each partition by the column. Order by clause in the select statement orders the entire query result set by territory name. Territory name, order by self ID. Into. So for example, in this partition, the territory name is the same and sales year to date value is different. Why in this case? It's giving the same row number. Two, three. Paste.
Yeah.
Here the same.
Yeah, looks strange for me. I don't know why is it so.
Okay. So according to the explanation, it should order the values in particular partition, right?
Yeah, so it gives just a row number, and if there are like equal values, it should give the following number, and you can order it, and it will impact on what number it will get.
Just row number. So I need these partitions order by.
So what do you need to find? What do you want to find?
So far, I think that this row number should give for each partition different row numbers depending on the order by condition.
Yeah. Once again, could you repeat, please? What do we need to find?
I need to find for each year, month, and customer ID. I need to find the highest, the customer with the highest total order value. So for each row, I should have some kind of row number.
Yes.
And then I can use that row number in order to filter only records for each year and month. For each year and month. And the customer ID with the highest total order value.
Yeah. There is one, I think, small mistake in this window function that you just wrote. Could you go through this window function once again and explain how it works?
So row number over partition by year, months, customer ID. This is customer ID, right? Oh, this one customer ID, and this is the value. So for each partition, it's year, months, customer ID.
Yeah, correct. So you don't need actually because
I don't need. Yeah. So for each year and months, I would need. Yep.
Yes, now it's correct.
So I will just wrap this one into another CTA, just to filter it in the final query. CTA2, where row number should be equal to 1. So once again, here I am calculating total order values for each customer ID for each period. And then in the next subquery, I'm giving the row number for each month, each year and months, giving the some kind of rank to the customer with the highest total order value, and depending on the value, this one will give the rank. And in the final query, I'm just filtering the rows with the row number equal to 1.
Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, I think yeah, you did pretty good. I think that's all for today. So
Okay.
yeah, like I would say, what will be your thoughts about your solutions?
So yeah, this is a little bit harder. I mean, when I'm solving with myself, and I always forget the difference between all of these window functions, and when you're solving like some kind of task at the job, you can just go and Google, and you don't have to even remember until the next moment. So yeah, so now I can definitely say that row numbers order by clause impacts the result, but on dense rank, it's not gonna impact the result. So I didn't even pay attention to that. I guess I need to work on window functions, because when I use them at work, I will just go and Google, and when you see the results, it's better navigate and correct the query. But thank you for experience. It was interesting.
Yeah, I think it was yeah, quite good actually. So the only thing, maybe you should just recap your knowledge about this rank, dense rank, and row number, maybe to practice and to understand what is the difference. Yeah,
Yep.
in what cases you can use them, but in other cases, at least I think it was good. Yeah.
Also,
so, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Just want to add for myself. Also, I always forgot to read the task, and you had to remind me.
Yeah, don't forget about the details, and it's also a good habit. Maybe after you wrote your query, just to write one, like read once again the task and all the notes, like especially like about order, some details. Yeah.
Right.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.